Kufuor cut the sword for the commencement of work on the $300 million Buankra Integrated Logistics Terminal project, popularly referred to as the Buankra Inland Port Project, which has been on the drawing board for some 18 years. When operational, the project will act as a major conduit for the efficient transportation of traffic to and from neighboring landlocked countries of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. But it's emerging that the construction of rail lines to link Buankra to the Tema and Takrady ports is not part of the scope of work expected to be done. The Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah says without the rail lines, the Buankra project will not be successful.
There were some few problems with the financial arrangements which have been sorted out. And these ones are going to go into the building infrastructure. And to be sincere with you, I have my perception view of the implementation of the Buankra Inland Port Project. Yeah. Mine is first to ensure that we have railway link between Tema Port and Buankra and between Takrady and Buankra.
Of course, without it will be useless.
Exactly. So that is where my focus is. But the building, we can put the buildings up.
But the administration block is already there.
Yes, and there are more that will be constructed.
So the shortcut was for what?
Not included administration, road network and railway, but the main one we need now is joining the two ports.
And will that happen?
Oh, it will happen. I can't say that we'll complete by the end of this term, but definitely we commence it.
Okay, because without the rail line from Tema to Buankra, then the whole project, the purpose would have been defeated.
Yeah, but you know, I've said several times that industrialization drive of the Ashanti region depends on three key factors. One is development of effective railway system. Two, international airport. And three, good road network. Now for the road network, we are getting there. We get there soon. For the airport, international airport, by June next year, they will be done with the airport. It will be completed. They will take about 3 months to do simulation exercises. So by October next year, you see international flights coming directly to Kumasi.
Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah speaking there with my colleague Elton Broby. We stay in the Ashanti region because the killing of a mobile money merchant at Konongo is creating fear among mobile money operators in the town. 47-year-old Edward Jamfi was gunned down by suspected robbers who bolted with an undisclosed amount of money. Many of the merchants say they are changing their operating times, while others are calling on banks to initiate ways of taking in their daily sales after working hours. Love FM's Erastus Asare Donko has been gauging the mood in the town after the incident.
Police are investigating the killing of the mobile money agent late Tuesday. Regional Police Public Relations Officer ASP Godwin Ahianyo promised a reward for anybody who will volunteer information leading to the arrest of the suspect.
We know they are residents of Konongo. Konongo is not that big that will say we will not be able to get them. Whoever has that information, we should come to the regional commander, share with the regional commander. The regional commander has assured us that whoever comes to him and gives the credible information that will lead to the arrest of this criminals, the person will enjoy the Christmas. That one is coming from that.
Edward Jamfi was shot in the chest by two suspected robbers behind his house. Many believe he was trailed by the suspects from his shop to the house.
Now the shop is closed, and these red gloves tied to the frontage of the shop signifies that indeed he is gone. His death has sent shockwaves to people who trade here.
In fact, I'm a bit able to and I'm hunting power, but about better economy to share name because we need the next. They're banished.
I say no. Time I say the point, I say yet here time. I want to say so bang for the point at risk. Be a base 6 no. Then can no more I one. Then can intend Bianca. Upon that time, then can it's good.
One concern that the mobile money operators are expressing is that the banks do close early, and so it is difficult to place the money you earn at the end of the day in a bank before you go home.
Anything can also happen to me. If I'm closing 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I have to close 5 o'clock.
It will take the arrest of the suspects and increased security to bring back confidence to the mobile money business at Konongo. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaredonko, Konongo, Ashanti Region.
And we'll go back to our first story where we told you how 13 people have died from COVID-19 in the past 6 days in what is fast becoming a return to the grim days of Ghana's fight against the pandemic. We have on the line with us Dr. Chris O, who is a head of critical and severe cases at the Ghana Health Service. Many thanks for your time, sir. So the GMA revealed to us many of its members are getting infected with visible symptoms. I'm asking, is that the same for the other cases being reported at the hospitals?
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon to your audience. So, just as was reported a couple of weeks ago, we have started picking up new infections and gradually rising. As we always know, at the beginning of every week, usually will start slowly, but then when it picks up, it becomes exponential. The problem is, if our guards are let down at the beginning, by the time we start tightening our guards, most people would have already been infected and maybe incubating and maybe spreading among families and workspace. And for health workers, this is even more important because we work in very close proximities. And then we also work in looking after other patients. So it is true, we already having significant rising numbers of new cases among healthcare workers. But remember that healthcare workers are among those who would quite quickly test when they have symptoms, unlike the general population where people may have a flu, a headache, or malaria-like symptoms and do nothing about it or just take paracetamol. So which means that what we've seen among healthcare workers is probably already reflected in the population. Severe diseases usually take about 2 to 4 weeks lag period before you start seeing significant rises because it is those who are tested positive and who get worse that will end up in the intensive care unit. So we started picking a few, and we're expecting that the numbers will rise.
And Dr. these people that we speak of, are they still largely unvaccinated, or we are seeing people who have vaccinated and are still showing these signs?
Very good question, and that is probably the most important thing I would want people to take from this. Vaccination, until we have significant population, and when we say significant population, we're talking about over 80% of our whole population, including children, vaccinated. Those who are vaccinated, if it is low proportion, will still be able to get infected. So vaccination actually does more in preventing disease, or what we call severe and critical disease. What are we seeing in our centers? Our OPD, COVID OPDs are already filling up as I speak now. If you come to the Ghana Infectious Disease Center, OPD, what you would have is over 30 people, sometimes over 40 people in our OPD now, whereas 4 weeks ago we had 1 or 2 or 0. Majority of those who are coming to the OPD with mild or moderate disease are still those who are unvaccinated, but the proportions are about 60%, so 60 to 70% of the unvaccinated, and 30 to 40% are those who are vaccinated.
Right.
But what is the problem for us? Those who are coming to our ICU at the moment are predominantly those who are unvaccinated. We have shown evidence that since we started vaccinating, at least in our facility, 98% of those who have ended up requiring ICU care are those who did not vaccinate. So although people who are vaccinated may still get infected, they are being spared severe disease and they are being spared death.
All right. So I guess the thing to do is to vaccinate, because it's a better option than not being vaccinated at all. Thank you very much for your time. Dr. Chris Owu is a head of critical and severe cases at the Ghana Health Service. You're listening to the Midday News here on Join 99.7 FM. Stories gone by, 13 deaths in just 6 days. The grim impact of the recent surge in COVID-19 cases in Ghana. Also, Clocksack serves notice it will embark on a nationwide strike on January 2022 to demand better conditions of service. Still ahead in the bulletin, with a little over 72 hours to go for the Joy FM Frital Family Party in the Park, we'll tell you about the array of giveaway prizes and why you shouldn't miss out on this never-to-be-forgotten experience.
Frital will organize a cookie competition and give away products, Fortune Rice. They will sponsor and give out prizes. Dream Cosmetics will be sampling their deodorant and other products on location.
And later, as Ghana gets lit up for the Yuletide, we'll tell you about the Christmas trees in town made from plastic bottles.
If we had all Christmas tree made with plastics, it is going to save Mother Earth. It's going to save Mother Earth of the waste degradation, plastic waste degradation it would have experienced.
Get ready to join all music lovers for a night of awesomeness. Freedom Family Entertainment and Lodgy Entertainment presents an intimate night with the maestro, Mr. Music Man, called Joe and G. It's the Lovers Celebration, celebrating 30 years of Kojo Ng's 24th Night Festival. Yes, a night of musical wizardry and showbiz excellence from the King of Love Songs. December 24th, 2021 at the Icon Event Center opposite Living Room East Legon. It's the Lovers Celebration with Kojo Ng. Also performing on the night, Famiye, Efia, Kwame Yabua, and Santi from South Africa. Dial star 447 star 397 hash to purchase tickets for 200 cities economy, 500 cities business class, and 800 cities for first class tickets. Or simply call 024-508-5016 to reserve your table. It's 3 decades of 24th night celebration with Kojo Ng. This event is supported by Event Vendors Association.
You're welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for sports, and Oreku Ampofo joins me in studio. You have details of Alfred Lamte, Ghana's Professional Boxer of the Year.
Yeah, it's been an incredible year for Alfred Lamte, who you rightly mentioned was voted as Ghana's Professional Boxer of the Year. Now he's looking at annexing world titles next year. Lamte, in the year of 2021, won 4 belts in 2 straight fights, with his headline win being a technical knockout of Tanzania's Idi Kayumba.
Noni country non mintama fi next year ji mintama ko wetete inshallah no bani bam mintama ko wetete yena sure na ko machuna kan gbe no ninke kona kan wetete le.
And by the grace of God, I hope to be a world champion, and hope probably by next year I feel I'm at that stage and I'm going to do my possible best to be a world champion.
And that was Alfred Lamte, and that's your sports for now.
Thank you, Riku. Now, it's just a little over 72 hours to go for the Joy FM Frital Family Party in the Park, and I know you're counting down with me. I know I can't wait too. The event kicks off at 10 through to 6 p.m. on December 27 at the Ebri Botanical Gardens. David Max Fuga is head of sales and marketing here at Multimedia. He says there'll be several giveaway prizes.
To start with, our hosts, the management of Ebri Botanical Gardens, will organize a guided tour of the facility for all those who are interested between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on that day. Then our lead sponsors, Frital, will organize a cookie competition and give away products. They are not only going to give away products as prizes, they will also sample products on location. Secondly, sister brand of Frital, that's Fortune Rice, will be sponsoring a treasure hunt. And so we are christening the treasure hunt as a Fortune Treasure Hunt. And again, they will sponsor and give out prizes and also sample the products.
David Max Fuga is Group Head of Sales and Marketing here at Multimedia, and tickets are going for 50 CDs for a family of 6. Grab them quick. Now, electronic toys form the bulk of Christmas items. Unfortunately, that presents a challenge for traders who mostly have little education or knowledge on electronics when the items start malfunctioning. On Tech Thursday, Love Affair's Kwesi Deborah looks at how light and sound affect sales of Christmas toys and how these traders are coping with their maintenance.
The light and sound helps to drive sales.
This observation is the main force behind trader Felicity's selection of items for Christmas sales. The items ranging from hats to spectacles are either fitted with buzzers or lights.
They all demand lights or sound. If they are absent, they refuse to buy.
For the entire items costing 500 cedis, the ones with light and sound form 80%.
I bought the ones with light and sound for 400 cedis.
Of course, sometimes the electronics go bonkers. Felicity would then try to do some repairs. She fidgets with either the wires or the batteries.
Sometimes, when you play with the wires, they get back to work.
When the attempts are not successful, Felicity has no other choice but to give a discount.
The spectacles are 5 cedis, but I'll give it to you at 4 cedis when the light is not working.
Quincy Deborah with that report. Now, Christmas trees have always been made out of expensive, exotic materials that put the cost beyond many who may want to decorate their homes for the Yuletide. With just 2 days to Christmas, one man is seeking to change that and also help tackle one of the country's biggest environmental problems, plastic pollution. Justice Bedu went to meet him.
Plastic bottles have become a problem for many in Ghana, choking gutters, filling up waterways, worsening the country's already big environmental problems. Here, inside the academic city university in Accra, plastic bottles have a different use. Makafui Awuku is a serial entrepreneur and engineer. 5 years ago, he started making Christmas trees with plastic bottles.
I realized that when people see the plastic waste being used for upcycled items, it changes their behavior without you even speaking.
If we had all Christmas tree made with plastics, it's going to save Mother Earth of the plastic waste degradation it would have experienced.
So would you want to save Mother Earth and go for a plastic Christmas tree? Well, that's how we draw the curtain on the midday news. Our top story today: 13 deaths in just 6 days. The grim impact of the recent surge in COVID-19 cases in Ghana as health facilities begin to fill up once again with more doctors contracting the virus, and Clocksack serves notice it will embark on a nationwide strike in January 2022 to demand better conditions of service. There's more news on myjoyonline.com, and after the news, there's Living Word with Dr. Mensa Otabil on the topic Words of Salvation, Part 4. I'm Barbara Kumson. Thank you for your attention.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Joy 99.7 FM, radio for the discerning listener.